All right. Hello, everyone. We're going to wait around just a few seconds to let you all come in and welcome to our session tonight. But of course, once again, before we do any introductions, I'm going to sit back and we're just going to wait a few seconds until we get some more viewers in. But thank you all so much. So far, you all are here with us tonight and we're excited. So, oh, we got a question already. Is Dunn Hall still lit? Wow, great question. Dunn Hall is still a residence hall, I can say that. So, probably when you were here, Dunn Hall was probably still for first year students, but now Dunn Hall is housed for our upperclassmen students and some first year students. So, Dunn Hall is still a residence hall. Is it lit? That was funny. Uh, let's see. Thank you so much. I like my jacket too. So let's see. We'll wait around for a few seconds just to let you all log in. Dunn Hall from 1995. Thanks for answering. No problem. You are welcome. All right, let's see. So, and if you all want, you all can go ahead and start asking questions, of course. We have our lovely director here. Scott Parker's in the background. He's doing all of our technical stuff that he is very, very good at. Hey, Scott. There you
Hello.
go. So, all right. Scott, what do you think?
Let's go for
We
it.
should go ahead and start. All right. So, again, of course, welcome you all. So, my name is Rodney Countryman. I'm the campus visit coordinator here at Chowan. And today, Chatting with Rodney has a special guest today. So, this is now Chatting with Rodney and Ruth Casper. Miss Ruth is from our financial aid department. She is our director of financial aid. So, tonight, of course, we are going to talk about how you can maximize your financial aid here at Chowan. I have some questions here for Ruth that I want to ask her on you all's behalf. And then, of course, you all feel free to comment on our Facebook Live, comment on our YouTube Live. Hello to our Instagram followers down here. Of course, you can ask questions everywhere on all of the platforms that we are live. And then we'll answer those questions towards the end. So, hello, Ruth.
Hey,
All right. So, again, we're just going to go ahead and get right into it. Have my little questions written right here. So, if you see me going like this, it's just me trying to make sure I remember all of my questions. All right. So, the first question, Ruth, is how long have you been at Chowan?
I started at Chowan as a student in 2002, and I became employed by Chowan in 2006. So I have been here for a little while.
Yes, absolutely. And for those of you who are watching, you all know a lot of the staff here at Chowan are Chowan alums. I am. Scott, in the background isn't, but that's okay. We love Scott. So, of course, so I really want to start off getting right into the questions. So, let's see. How much grants and scholarships does Chowan give students?
So when we look at grants and scholarships, we're going to look at opportunities from the federal government, from the state, and from Chowan, which is additional funds that Chowan can assist when possible. Last year, 1920, when you put the federal government, the state, and the Chowan funds together, we awarded over $25 million in financial assistance to our students.
Wow. So, and what does all of that consist of? How is that broken down?
Well, it's as you do a FAFSA from year to year, we are going to consider you based on your FAFSA and your academics for each type of assistance. So the federal government is going to look to see if you qualify for the Pell Grant, additional funds such as the federal SEOG grant, and then some that are based on your major, like the Teach Grant. We also offer federal work study. Then you have your institutional funds, which are your merit awards based on your academics, and then need-based financial aid. So you do need to do a FAFSA from year to year to be considered. Beyond that, we also look at work study, like we said, and if you need any financing opportunities, which can both come from the federal government and from private entities.
Perfect. So she said some good things, and as she's gone over everything, we're going to go through and we're going to break everything down so you all can understand. So with that being said, how does a student get financial aid? What exactly are the steps for students to get financial aid?
That's a good question. The very first thing that you need to do is fill out the FAFSA. The FAFSA opens October 1st of each year. You do need to reapply from year to year, and we will assist you with that. So when you sit down to do that, you're going to make sure that you, the student, and your parent, if applicable, are available and have your tax information for the last 2 years available.
Okay, perfect. And then what's the website that they go to for that?
You're going to go to studentaid.gov.
All right, perfect. So you all know if you are a little late in the process with getting ready for admissions and things like that, how long is the turnover for students to be able to hear something back from financial aid?
Typically, when you fill out your FAFSA, it comes to CHOAN within 3 to 5 days as long as you submit it electronically with all applicable signatures. You should hear something from us if you're an admitted student or a returning student within a week of us receiving your application.
Right. So that means, guys, if you are deciding to apply now, if you're deciding to finish up the admissions process, or for our returning students, of course, if you have not filled out your FAFSA yet, you go ahead and fill those things out. And like Ruth said, usually get back to you in about a week. And so we're getting back in a week. Like, what is? I'm sorry. I'm trying to understand my questions. So what kind of documents will the students need?
So the federal government goes in and reviews each FAFSA. Each student has a 30% chance of needing additional paperwork. When we say additional paperwork, we normally mean a copy of your tax information, which can be your tax return or tax transcript, and your W-2s, and typically just a front and back worksheet that explains who's in the household, so that we can ensure that your FAFSA is correct. We understand that filling it out, you might pick the wrong line, you might put a number backwards, and through this process called verification, we can go in and make your FAFSA correct if it needs to be. And that's a good thing. Most of the time we pick out places where your number might be transposed and you need some assistance getting that corrected. And we do that so we can offer you the best financial aid package that we can.
Right, absolutely. So, and a lot of students do go through, 30% of the students, did I say that right? 30%?
Roughly 30.
Okay, roughly 30% of the students are selected to do verification. So if you are selected to do verification, I'm sorry, give us 1 sec. Sorry, Instagram, we're back. Okay, so if you are selected to do verification, that is something that you want to start doing as soon as possible, because with verification, some of the documents are, what is it called? The tax transcripts for that year. And how long does it take to get a tax transcript back?
It depends. If you can create your login at the IRS's website, you can pretty much instantly download your tax transcript for whatever year you need. If you have difficulties with that, we have a special form you can fill out, and we can request your tax transcript from the IRS. In doing that, it is a little bit up to the IRS and their speed of where they're at in their workflow. But right now, we're in about a 1 to 2 week turnaround period. So typically, if all of your documents come into financial aid and they're complete at the time that we get them, we should turn your package around within 2 weeks. Right now, we're in kind of a peak season, so it may take a little bit longer than that, but we strive to have your information turned around within 2 weeks.
All right. And the other information will be like the W-2 forms from either the student or the parent?
Correct.
Okay. All right. So, of course, and if you have questions, of course, you all know that you'll be able to reach out to your admissions counselor if you have questions, but you also have free range to reach out to any of our financial advisors in the financial office. So, of course, if you all have questions about verification packets that you just received or verification packets that you've been received and still are kind of having some questions about, please feel free to just go ahead, email your admissions counselor. Let's get you set up with an appointment with a financial advisor. That way, they'll be able to break down and kind of give you more of a understanding of what exactly verification is looking for. So a lot of the times, Ruth, when we're talking to new students or we're talking to returning students or just students in general, a lot of the times when we say, okay, just go ahead and fill out your financial aid, the first thing that we hear students, well, not all students, but some students say is, oh, no need because I believe my parents make too much. So is there a such thing as making too much to qualify for financial aid?
So what I encourage is that every student fill out the FAFSA. Now, I say every. You have to be a U.S. citizen or an eligible non-citizen to fill out the FAFSA. So some of our international students, you bypass that step.
Mm-hmm.
For the students that are completing a FAFSA, I recommend that you do it your first year, regardless of family income. If you find out that the areas of financial aid that you qualify for are not things that you're interested in, then you can certainly go in the second year and not do a FAFSA and just tell us, I don't have the intentions of doing it the second, third, and fourth year. But we do recommend that you do it your first year just so that you know what your avenues are.
Right, perfect. So that was really great. So for students, just like she said, if you have that second thought or have that fear, it's always good. It's always good just to fill the information out. You never know what you can qualify and things like that. So what happens when? Okay, so let's say we have a student that completely get everything done, and it's now time for them to sign their award letter. What are some options that, can you talk about the options that we have for students to sign their award letter or to kind of stamp or signify, okay, this is the financial aid packet that I accept?
So this year, for students coming in about 2 weeks, when you receive your award package, get a bright orange award response form. You can sign that paper form and take a picture and email it back to us. Mm-hmm. You can fax it, you can scan it, but even better, you can use your Net Partner portal. Each student has their individual portal where they can e-sign. And when you e-sign, it comes directly into the financial aid system, and I can see it immediately. Within a little while, the business office can see it, which means we can start working on your financial plan for the fall and then for the spring semester. So we encourage e-sign as much as possible. Also, through your Net Partner account, you can see any missing documents. So if you were selected for verification and you need your worksheet to fill out, you can get it through your Net Partner account. You can also upload through your Net Partner account. So let's say you have that tax return and you need to send it. You can snap a picture on your phone, upload it right through your portal, and we can retrieve it.
All right, perfect. So I have a real good question. What happens when a student forget their password to their FAFSA account or their Net Partner account? So what is generally the process for students to retrieve a password or anything like that from Net Partner or the actual studentaid.gov website?
Let's start with student aid. Mm-hmm. Your FSA ID, that's what that's called. That's your username and your password for the student aid website. You can always go to the top right corner and click the little person, and you can do forgot your username and forgot your password. If you need assistance because your email is disconnected that you used to set it up, or you no longer have the cell phone number that you used to verify it, you can call the toll-free number and they can assist you with that. So that's for your student lifetime. You're going to keep that username and that password. So your Net Partner account is unique to you and unique to financial aid. If you get a NPL, which is a Net Partner lock, you can call us or email us, and we can go in our system and reset your password. We'll give you a temporary password, and then you can create a new one for yourself.
All right, so for those of you like me, who always forgets a good password, keep a note or write it down somewhere, and then that way you have your passwords. But of course, for those students who have lost their password, have misplaced things, we are able to help with Net Partner and things like that. But with your studentaid.gov, you just have to make sure you remember your FSA ID. Did I say that right?
Correct.
All right, perfect. All right, so good. So let's see. Let's talk about, I guess, how do students know they're clear with financial, not even financial aid. Let's talk about everything. How do students know that they're clear with the financial aid office along with the business office? How do students know that they're clear?
So what we call that is your financial plan. Are you ready financially to arrive in 2 weeks-ish?
No.
So you can go on your MyCU account and you can pull up your Express status. If your Express status says Express, well, congratulations. You've met all the necessary components to have a smooth move in and not have to worry with any administrative offices unless you feel the need to. Yeah. If your status shows as non-Express, below that it will list each office you need to contact. If you need to contact financial aid or our business office, what we refer to as your financial division, then it's going to give you our office phone numbers. You can also email us. So what does it mean to be clear for Express? That means that you've signed your financial aid. You e-signed or you signed the orange paper and you sent it back. You filled out all your necessary forms for financial aid, which could be loan documents if necessary, some of your state documents like North Carolina residency. Those are the typical ones that you'll see that you still need to fill out. And you have your student account satisfied. What do I mean satisfied? Satisfied means you either have your account paid in full or you're on a payment arrangement and you're current on your payment arrangement. If you're unsure of that, you can reach out to us tomorrow through phone or through email, and we can assist you with setting that up. We can do that over the phone. We'd love to do that now ahead of time before you move in to ensure that you have a smooth move in and have no administrative offices that need to be seen.
Perfect. So you talked about the payment options, the payment plans, like the financial plan, to get clear with the financial plan. So what are some ways for students who do have a leftover balance and things like that? What are some of the ways that we at Chowan that we encourage students to do to make sure that their payments are clear within the time that they're finished with the school year? So what are some, I guess you would say, what are some of the financial plans that students would usually do to clear the balance?
So I normally look into 4 different areas of financial planning once you've gotten all of your awards. The first one is going to be outside scholarships. Never stop applying for outside scholarships. And most importantly, make sure you check your Chowan email. As our office gets outside scholarship notices, we're going to send you an email to your Chowan account that says, here's a new scholarship. You need to look at it. So that's option number 1. We also have outside scholarship resources on our website. My second option is I look into Parent Plus loans. Parent Plus loans are a financing option from the federal government for the parent who can't pay out of pocket but are willing to borrow the money in order to finance their student's education. So that's option number 2. That takes about a 5-minute credit check online and you will know instantly the results of your credit check. The third option is if the parent needs to pay in full and they're prepared to do that, we can certainly assist you with that. We can take over the phone payments and online payments, and even better, option number 4 is we have a monthly payment plan. Our monthly payment plans are due the first of the month, and we have a draft system that allows you to set up that monthly payment to be pulled right out of a checking account or charged to a credit or debit card. So many people ask for this, and we made it possible so that you don't have to think about it. If you get paid on the 25th of the month and you say, I want that money coming out on the 1st, bam, bam, bam. The 1st of the month, that money's coming out. You don't have to worry about it. We can set you up on that recursive payment plan. And if you've done that and your payments are successful, you will ensure that you'll have a smooth move-in experience.
Right. So for those students who do have a leftover balance and things like that, the biggest thing you'll want to do is, of course, communicate with each office. You know, you want to communicate with your admissions counselor. You want to stay in communication with your financial advisor so we can know. That way we're being able to assist you to make sure your move-in is as clear as possible. So thank you so much for that answer. So let's talk about when students get here, and the first thing that they all are looking for are work-study jobs. For you all that don't know, I'm the work-study supervisor in the admissions office, so I know a lot about work-study, but of course Ruth knows everything about work study. So let's talk about, okay, so roughly how many jobs are generally available for students for work study?
So over the course of the last couple of years, we employ on average anywhere from 300 to 400 student workers throughout the school year. Our students work a variety of places, from the admissions office to the athletics to the cafeteria to student tutoring, to the Hawk's Nest. Things might be a little different with the way things are handling right now.
With COVID, you know?
Yeah, but you know what? We're going to make it work.
Yes.
a lot of the questions I get about work studies, how do I know what's out there? We use the College Central platform, collegecentral.com/Chowan. You can browse all of our open positions and then contact any department that you see up there that you might be interested in. So students say, well, how do I get a check? Well, one, you have to work for your check. It is a job. You are paid once a month for the hours that you work. So our students typically get paid on the 5th of each month. If it falls on the weekend, you get paid the Friday before. Can you use it if you're on a payment plan? Certainly. You can take your check as it comes out each month, and you can tell the business office, you know what, I want to put this much of that check on my payment plan. Okay, I promise you, we'll allow you to do that. What else can I do in work study? Well, there is, we said tutoring, office positions, financial aid, admissions, academic success. There are cafeteria, there are computer labs, there's the library.
The Hawk's Nest, did we say that one?
We did say the Hawk's Nest.
Okay.
And thank you for telling us that used to be the Braves Den.
Yes.
That was my time.
Let's see, what other places? We said athletics. So, I mean, it's generally basically any place on really
just about
every department on campus have at least one work study student. Maintenance have a work study student, right? Well, they have work study students, so they have a work study student. So just about any place on campus you'll be able to find a work study job. But what you will definitely want to do is, just like Ruth said, you will want to make sure you check College Central Network. Make sure you're checking that. And if you forget the link to it, it is collegecentral.com/Chowan. However, if you go on the resources, am I saying this right? Yes. If you go on the resources tab on the Chowan, www.chowan.edu website, if you click on resources, that'll have College Central up there. It'll have a lot of other resources up there for you, like Blackboard, your email, which is very important when you get here, your net partner. All of that good stuff will be on the resources tab, but you want to make sure chowan.edu/resources. I believe I'm really saying that right. I feel like I am.
If you're here on campus and you're still unsure, our Career Services Office can assist you with that too.
Yes, so Mr. Alan Scott in our Career Services Office. Oh, yes, there you go.
Scott.
Right there at the bottom. And for our Instagram people, is chowan.edu/resources. But of course, our Director of Career Services, Mr. Alan Scott, absolutely amazing. He helps students with their resumes. He helps students with things like that. Because on College Central, you do have to submit a resume to certain jobs and things like that. So if you need help with the resume, or if you need help finding a job, his office is located in Marks Hall. He'll be glad to assist you. But that's really how you do work study. So generally, I know students ask, what are the hours for work study positions? It's not a full-time, 40-hour-a-week job, students, so don't think that, you're going to come here and get benefits from being a work study. Well, you do get benefits for being a work study student. You get a lot of experience, and you get paid. I started off in the admissions office as a work study student several amount years later. Look where I am now. I work here. So if you come in and you are a work study student and you do well, you never know, Chowan will offer you a job. Did you work in financial aid? I
started in financial aid the Monday after I graduated high school, and I have never left.
See, so you just never know. What are generally some of the hours for our work study students? I know for me, I try to make sure, because it's called work study, so study as in you are a student, so that comes first. So therefore, I'm going to make your hours around you being a student. But what are some of the general hours that students do for work study?
So first and foremost, like Rodney said, this needs to rotate around your schedule. You are here for your education first. So we're going to work with whichever department puts in a hire request for you to make sure that it's working around your class schedule. You need to make sure that it allows you enough time to study. On average, most students work 10 to 12 hours a week. So that ends up to be around a 40-hour paycheck. Some weeks may be a little more because let's say you're in admissions and you have a large mailing going out. You might need a few more hours.
Yeah.
Some departments may be a little less just because of the time of the year and different projects that are going on. But on average, I'd say 10 to 12 hours. And that most of our students earn anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 throughout the school year.
Right. So, and that's really good, and it helps out a lot. I mean, when I was a student here, work study was, I mean, that's what I did. I was a work study student for admissions, and I was an RA, so I was, getting a little piece of track. So, of course, so as we move forward, let's see. So, Ruth, is there anything else that you think that we should cover as far as going over money matters when, like, just talking to students? I mean, the biggest thing is, for our students and parents watching, the biggest thing is don't stress and don't fret. Of course, with any questions that you have, with any concerns that you have a very hardworking team. We're a very hardworking team. We work together. I stop by Ruth's office every day. She stopped by mine. We yell down, friend! We yell down the hallway and call each other. So, of course, if we have parents, if we have students who are nervous, who don't know what to ask and things like that, don't be. We got your back. We understand. Just give us a call and let us help you as much as we can. But like Ruth, is there anything else like that you think that we should cover with the students when we're talking about money matters?
So we've hit a lot of the typical topics. You got to make sure you do a FAFSA. That's step number one. Mm-hmm. Step number two, turn in your paperwork and turn it in soon after you get it. Why? Because certain funds run out. This year, work study ran out very quickly, and that typically does run out quickly. Yeah. So we encourage you to fill your FAFSA out in October, turn your paperwork in November and December, so that in January and February, you're in those first batches of award packages, which typically is where our work study goes first. Then sign your award letter. Signing your award letter is an indication to us that, yes, you're in the system. You know how to work things. And we have a long-range plan at that point to have time to work out your financial plan. So those are the things that I encourage. Beyond that, look for outside scholarships. They are there. Yes, some of the websites will email you all the time. Yeah. But don't stop looking for them. Look at your employer, your parents' employer. Some of our local facilities offer tuition scholarships. For instance, Nucor Steel here in Winton offers a scholarship for their employees' children. If you are a healthcare employee, like Duke or John Hopkins, they offer tuition exchange scholarships for their employees' children to be able to come to other schools to help with the financial load. Check your church. We have a church match scholarship that not a lot of people realize that if your church wants to offer you a scholarship, we will match it one time up to $500. So that's $500 from the church, $500 from Chowan. That's $1,000 towards your account. Okay. So, right? So check that out. Yeah. And then just don't stop researching. Never stop. And then work on your financial plan. The sooner you work your financial plan, the easier it becomes. Yeah. And I promise throughout the life of your student life cycle, we will be in contact with you. We plan to continue things like we're doing tonight. Yeah. We will email you. We'll have office hours, virtual appointments. So we started this year where we did virtual SOAR. Yes, yes. So we're meeting with our students on the phone via Google Meets, Zoom. What else did we do? Nighttime call hours. Yes. Yep. So we will be here, and we will be here for you. Yes, we are. I'm so sorry, guys. I laughed at the question. So we have a question. It says, Ruth and Rodney, what spirits have you seen in the building while working there? I've seen nothing but the Holy Spirit. So I haven't seen any. I just say the Holy Spirit. Great question. Well, so guys.
All right, so sorry guys. So Scott is going to work on our here you go, here's the mouse. Sorry about that. So Scott is going to work on getting our computer back together. It went off, but we're gonna talk from here. So of course, like I was saying, sorry Instagram, come back to me. I just kind of put y'all down, huh? All right, here we go. Perfect. All right, can y'all see us? All right. Ooh, this is like. All right, can you see us now? All right, perfect. So so we're gonna go into questions and answers from you all. Now, of course, since we have Ruth here, he said, "I know you're holding back, right?" So since we have Ruth here, of course, if you have questions about financial aid, if you have questions about the business office, anything, if you have questions about anything like that, of course, we have Ruth here. Or if you have questions about the admissions process or express check-in, things like that. If you have any questions like that, this is now time for us to open the floor for you all to ask any questions that you have. And since Scott is working on our computer, I'm going to try my hardest.
Well, I've got one that came in earlier.
Okay.
That I wanted to respond on Instagram. First of all, for those of you watching on Instagram, I think we've got a Wi-Fi problem because of the storm, so I apologize if it keeps going in and out. But we had somebody ask, their student is a 2021 graduate, and they said they got a phone call from their admissions counselor, and they had asked about, they had gotten a call saying they were accepted, but we're kind of saying, what are the steps now? With 2021 students, we really, other than accepting them, we haven't really started sending out acceptance packets and things like that. Those will be forthcoming. And I know Ruth addressed about financial aid for that you can't do that till October for 2021. So I hope that answers that question from earlier.
However,
I'll keep working on
for your fall 2021 student, now is the time to go ahead and create your FSA ID. Yes, because you're going to need to use it in October. So it's August, and it's only 2 months out. You need one as a student, and each of your parents, if they're going to assist you, need a unique FSA ID. So they are tied to your email address and to your cell phone. So student gets one, mom gets one, dad gets one. So you can do those now.
Yep. All right, and we are gonna.
Put you back, or you're not there.
Move you. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Can everyone hear? Okay, perfect. All right. Hey, Instagram, y'all still with this? All right. So, yes. What?
We have a question that came in, Rodney.
Okay.
It says, we are doing a visit this Saturday. What are some must-sees around campus?
All right. Perfect. So, let's say, of course, you'll get a full tour of campus. You'll see everything. What you really want to check out is the beautiful new, what is it called? The new chapel.
Yes, the outdoor chapel.
Is the outdoor chapel. So when you're driving by, look at the outdoor chapel. It's right beside the Hawks Athletic Center. Well, not right beside, but like down the hill by the Hawks Athletic Center. Next to the pond. It's very beautiful. It's new, so you'll want to see that in town. Of course, you would just want to drive down Main Street. So if you're coming in from Food Line or if you're coming in from McDonald's, you'll want to drive down so you can see. It is more past McDonald's and it's more past Food Line, because sometimes students say, all I saw was Food Line. So those are some definite places that you want to see. But to me, well, my favorite part, of course, is the new fountain. The new chapel. Yes.
There is a fountain there.
It is. And it's very beautiful.
They
what
are.
do you think is something good to see? A must see. That's a really good question.
That is really good. So much has changed over my time from being here. So if I was coming and I've never seen campus before, I would say, that you got to soak it in. Like, it's a sight to behold.
Yes.
From the White's Crossing, which is several years old, but still a new facility for us, to the renovations that have been done on campus, to the new arch at the front of campus.
My favorite side.
To the Columns building, which people fall in love with. I mean, there's weddings, there's bridal portraits, there's prom pictures.
Yes.
The Columns building is just known. I used it myself.
Yeah.
So the gazebo, which has a new top on it. Then you've got the outdoor chapel. You've got
the gazebo, the alumni walk where you see my name,
Mine
you
too.
see your name, you see all of our names. So it's
Sorry, Scott.
I know, sorry, Scott.
Yeah,
we're gonna give Scott an honorary brick out there one day.
Yeah, there's so many things to see on campus. I personally, am a fan of, like they said, the Collins Building. I also like the gazebo and the new chapel. Like they said, I can't talk enough about it. It's really, really
I agree.
a good addition. That's the word I was looking for. A good addition to campus. We had another question come in too.
Okay.
It says, is it too late to do express check-in?
All right, great question. So it's not too late, but it will not be express check-in because the express check-in deadline was August 1st. However, August 3rd because the first was on a Saturday. If you are clear with all business office, if you're clear with all offices, if you're clear with your admission stuff, if you're clear with the business office, if you're clear with financial aid, if you have your schedule, medical forms, if you have all of that stuff done, what'll happen is it'll just make your administrative office stop just a little faster than what it'll take someone who's not finished. So it's not too late, but
it may not show.
It may not show express check-in, but it's not too late. So if you still have time, to get all of that stuff squared away before move-in day on the 22nd.
So,
and I will say, just to interject, with COVID and everything, it's more important than ever that you have your financial aid and business office stuff done, because we're not doing it the same way we've done it in the past.
Right.
So getting it done now is going to make life a lot easier for you come the 22nd.
Right. Perfect.
And also, one of the things that I thought of, I had a mom call me today. Mom has 2 students coming to Chowan. They're not twins. I think they're a year apart. She called me today and she said, what if my 3rd son wants to come? So guess what? If you're just now applying, we will work with you. You got to make sure that you get your admissions application, transcripts, all that taken care of. We will work with you financially to make it feasible if that is the case for you. So, yes, some of our late bloomers that are just deciding college is the life, that's okay. We're going to help you.
Apply tomorrow or apply today.
Apply tonight.
Apply tonight. Apply right now, and we're going to get you squared away. So we have some questions from
I have
Instagram.
some Instagram questions. If you see me leaning, I'm trying not to turn on 2 mics so we don't get feedback. So I hope you can hear me. For those of you watching on Instagram, I'm trying to make sure everybody can hear me. The first question we had on Instagram was, what is the best place to eat in town?
Oh, man. So that's really up to you. I'll say my favorite couple of spots. King's Coffee is my favorite. They have a Southwest burger with French fries that I just love. They have Bang Bang shrimp tacos. I love there. Or what's new in town? What's the name of the food truck?
Curbside Kitchen.
Curbside Kitchen. So it's a food truck that comes on Wednesday and Thursday, and I just love to eat Curbside Kitchen. Those are my. I eat at every restaurant because if I go to the tavern, I'm gonna get a spicy chicken sandwich with fried vegetables. Yes, fried vegetables. Let me see.
Cheesesteak from Naps.
Cheesesteak from Naps or a good nice pizza. What's your favorite? I don't know what's the best. I just know I got a lot of favorites.
So for the financial aid office, it's typically cheesesteaks from Naps.
Yeah.
I would say that's my Sunday. That's my Sunday go. It depends on what day of the week it is. For me, like on Sundays, it's always Napoli. Napoli is our Italian place. It's run by 2 guys named Tony.
Yes.
Who are very Italian. So if you want authentic Italian, they're definitely authentic Italian.
How can I forget? My favorite that I eat, they know, I'll call and sometimes they say, hey, Rodney, we know. China Garden. I absolutely love China Garden. So yeah, China Garden. So a lot of restaurants. It just depends on what you're in the mood for. But those are some of our favorite. I think we all eat.
Yeah, and the great thing is that we go in the restaurants. They know us. They know when I go to King's that I always get an Arnold Palmer. For those of you who don't know what that means, that's not an alcoholic drink. That's half tea, half lemonade.
Yes.
So they know that. So
All right.
another question that we had on Instagram says, can you all explain the policy of visitors on campus this semester with COVID?
Oh, perfect. So, yep, good. We have them right here. All right. So, in the mail, you received this packet. This packet has all the information as far as the safe reopening on campus. So, it breaks down from move-in day all the way up to how classes and things like that are going to look. Now, of course, let's say you got that in the mail and you misplaced it. You can go to Chubby. You can you can go to www.chowan.edu, and once you click up there, right at the top of the website, it has the reopening, or you can click /reopen, and that'll have everything in it. And then, of course, last but not least, on Tuesdays, we are definitely having our vice presidents and our president meet. So they'll do this nice live session, and they'll be here and they'll be answering all questions for parents, all questions for students in regards to anything about the safe reopening of campus. So, of course, we're still going to answer the question, but I also want to let you know what are some of the options just in case you have some questions. So, Ruth pulled it up here. All right, so for campus visits, if you are a 21 student, campus visits will stop on, help me, Scott, August.
For campus visits, it's this Saturday is the last visit.
Yes. So this Saturday is the last visit, as admissions will do in-person visits for Torrance campus. So, of course, if you want to see campus, you'll be able to go online and watch Riding with Rodney, or you'll be able to go and watch our 3D tour that we have on campus. Or, of course, if you want to still get that one-on-one personal attention, we will do Zoom tours and we will do Google Hangout tours. So if you're interested in Torrance campus, that's how we'll do visits. I'm going to read right from the paper on what are the visitation hours as far as the residence hall and things like that. So it reads, all right, so residence life guest visitation. No outside guests are allowed. Only Chowan University students can visit each other in the residence halls and apartments. Social distance are expected throughout campus. Social distancing is expected throughout campus. So, of course, if you do have someone that wants to visit, the semester is shorter. We're ending around November. So
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're ending around Thanksgiving. So once you leave for Thanksgiving break, all students will leave. So since the semester is shorter, just hold out. Get your Zoom calls, get your FaceTime, because I don't know if y'all really use Zoom, but get your FaceTime, get all of that stuff ready. That way you'll be able to see your families and friends that want to visit. But of course, to make sure we're making you safe and we're keeping the community safe as a whole, then of course no visitors for this semester. But we'll just pray, as we continue to pray for our healing world, and continue to pray and things will get better. We just have to continue to pray and keep the man upstairs first and do our part. Amen and amen.
Yeah. For the people that are my age, you probably have Michael Jackson's Heal the World stuff in your head. Thanks, Rodney. But we do have another question from Instagram. It says, can you share with us the preps in case a student tests positive on campus? And then also, as part of that, how is dining being handled during COVID?
Right. So now, with the first part of that question is absolutely amazing. You would definitely want to tune in to the president's meeting on Tuesday. So we will not answer that question. Probably have, because it's not that we don't know, but it's just not 100% sure on our half. So you definitely want to make sure you tune in to that Tuesday night with the presidents, because those people are there to go and they know the answers. They know it's good.
I can answer the food. I talked to one of our food service people yesterday, and they assured me we will have all the dining options we're used to having. They'll just look different.
Okay.
So you'll still be able to get rotisserie chicken.
Okay.
You'll still be able to get pizza. You'll still be able to get salad. You'll still
fried
be able to get
Tuesday.
Deli. As far as I know, we're still doing fried chicken Tuesday.
Okay.
But everything, instead of having what we've done in the past where you do a lot of self-serve options, it'll be a served option. So we will still have those. The cafeteria, for those of you that are returning students or that have visited before, it looks a lot different. They have set up much smaller tables now, 6 feet apart. We have 3 dining areas.
Okay.
So we have the main cafeteria, If that's full, we'll have the Chowan room
Okay.
for overflow dining, and then the Hawk's Nest has also been set up for dining, and they will also be serving regular food like you get in the caf in the Hawk's Nest.
Okay.
So you will be able to get that in the Hawk's Nest as well. So I
Right.
hope that answers that question.
Right. So all of our returning students that are here are for all of our new students. So returning students, you know how the Hawk's Nest look when we have like scholarship day and you all eat in the Hawk's Nest. So that's generally how the Hawk's Nest will be set up. For our first year students, so it'll just be tables and chairs in there as if you were going inside the caf. And for those who've seen it, we have someone that referred to the Braised Den, the $5 large pizzas. So Murph's is our on-campus restaurant. Murph's will act as a second cafeteria for students. So I don't think it will be the menu as it was in. Will it, Scott? Do you know?
So I was told, the person I talked to said he thinks you'll still be able to order like some Murph's food in there, but
it's still
but I don't know that it'll be exactly the same.
Okay, perfect.
And by the way, Ruth, I don't know if you see this, but Amy from CFNC, she says hi, Ruth and Scott. So
Hey.
Amy, for those of you, and I'm sure she meant Rodney.
Hey,
But, for those of you that don't know Amy, if you're in Eastern North Carolina and you're looking to go to college, Amy is your person.
That's right.
Right.
She helps you plan, apply, and pay for
Pay for
college. See, we
college.
gave you a plug there. CFNC.org. So reach out to Amy. She's got a Facebook page. I think it's just Amy at CFNC or something like that.
Okay.
So you can find her on Facebook. And you can reach out by email. But their webpage is a great resource for not only financial aid, but just all things, finding those additional scholarships, planning for college in general. So CFNC.org.
Yes.
So another question that I got recently, for people that haven't visited the area yet, when it comes to work study, a lot of parents say, well, y'all still do paper checks. How does my son or daughter get their check? What banks do you have?
Good question. Ooh,
So
yes.
we have Southern Bank.
Uh-huh.
We have PNC Bank. We have State Employees Credit Union. And if you, about a 15-minute drive per se to Ahoskie, there is also a Wells Fargo. What am I missing in Franklin?
BB&T.
BB&T.
Yes.
So we do have a wide variety of options
Bank of
for
America. Isn't that in what is never mind.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So we do have a large variety of options in that sense. And the bank in town that the checks are written off of will assist the students as long as you have your student ID. And that's becoming super important right now. Hold on a minute. I got my app.
I know. I'm going to pull mine up on my watch so I can show
There
them
we
too.
go. So you should have, if you haven't already, gotten a message for Transact. Transact is going to be your, get it right, mobile
I know.
ID.
Yeah, I can't. Okay, hold on. I'm taking screenshots of it.
There we go.
I think you clicked twice. All right, who has an Apple Watch that know how to work this?
I do not have an Apple Watch.
Okay, all right, found
me.
it. All right, so if you have an Apple Watch, this is so cool. So you will be able to, one, show your student ID. I'm going to show you Instagram. So you'll be able to show your student ID. All right, y'all with me, Instagram? All right, you'll be able to show your student ID on your Apple Watch. So that means if you're locked out of your residence hall, you can tap your your watch to get in. You can show it on your phone. So iOS or Android, you have it there.
Android, here we go.
No. If you have any of that, you'll be able to access your residence. I thought that was so cool because I lost my ID so many times.
You can also check your balance of your Hawks Bucks, your dining dollars, and your laundry just from the app right here.
Yes. Very easy, very quick.
So also students, returners, make sure when you're ready to come to move in that you have your ID. It is imperative that you have your student ID with you because that will be part of your move-in procedures. Your new students will get them as they come in, as you arrive, but you need to maintain your ID. Once you have your ID, then you can set up your Transact.
Yeah.
And speaking of ID, for those of you that are new students or parents of new students that are watching, if you have not uploaded your ID picture,
Oh,
You
good job.
received an email last Friday.
Yes.
And you also should have received a text message from your counselor about receiving the email.
Yes.
It gives you instructions on how to upload your ID.
Yep.
That's something you definitely want to do before you get here, because if not, you're going to have to wait in line just to take a picture.
Yep.
So you want to get that done. It'll be printed and ready to go.
Yep. So it's very easy. Follow the instructions in the email with the picture. I read the email, but I can't remember the instructions. But if you have questions, of course, you know who you can call. Call your admissions counselor, call us. We did get another what's the best restaurant? It's all of them. You know, we just love them all, especially a good old Philly cheesesteak from Naps or a
With
good
banana
old
peppers.
And
burger from
I got
King's.
another question on Instagram too. They said, when is the last day to send your pictures? I don't know the last day, but we have to have time to process. So I would say try to get it in over the weekend, just to give our residents life staff, because they're going to be busy. We've got international students coming in next week. We got athletes coming in shortly after that. So pretty much after next week, things are going to be kind of crazy. So if you can get it done tonight, get it done tonight. But if not, try to get it in, early next week. Try to get it done over the weekend and get it done early. And Amy from CFNC said she also has a Instagram. So it's just Amy at CFNC on Instagram too. So
Perfect.
There you go.
Nice.
So what else? If
If
I was a parent, what else would I be thinking of?
We're gonna have to add a section here that says Ask Scott. You know, like you just keep coming in, and we should like put up here Ask Scott. That would be funny. Okay, like ask.
Like an ascot?
Like an Ask Amy. Okay, sorry about that. I just thought. Oh, thank you. Oh, he said Rodney has good presence now. Oh, thanks.
Look at you.
You know, I really get, believe it or not, I get very nervous every time I do a live. I have no idea why, but I get very nervous. But thank you so much.
So what
And he's
else?
been watching since the beginning. Thank you. All right, so what else? Let's see. Scott, anything? So what other questions do you all have for us? It could be in regards to anything. Any questions that you all have, any anxieties that you all have, anything like that we can answer. I just seen another question come in. Perfect.
Did you?
Yes, on Instagram.
Are you going to have daily testing before class or just the questionnaire?
So again, Scott.
Okay. So basically, it's on that reopening thing, but basically they want you to do like a self-screening every day. So you'll have the questionnaire, but I think they'll want like do temperature checks, things like they want you to do that kind of stuff too. So just self-screen, self-monitor. And Dr. Streeter, who's our VP of Student Affairs, he sent out an email, but we're resending it out to the new students here in the next couple of days. One of the things that he is big on is not only self-care, but community care. You know, looking out for each other and holding each other accountable. You're going to have roommates. We treat roommate like family when it comes to COVID and the guidelines and everything. So you're gonna hold each other accountable. I mean, you want to make sure you're not doing anything that's going to put your roommate at risk and vice versa. So I think it's more of that. It's just be careful, be prepared. Know what you're doing so you can honestly answer that questionnaire and protect our community. Because we've been here working hard through the whole thing. I've been here since March, pretty much every day in the office. Most of us have been in the office or working from home or somewhere, working to make it happen for you guys. So we put a lot of precautions in place. So just everybody just do your part. I hate cliches, but we're all in this together. That's what they all say. So we're, let's do that and let's protect each other. And then let's see, a student says, I move in on the 17th due to sports. When is the first day of class for everyone? The 25th. The 25th. So yes, the 25th is the first day of classes for all students. So make sure you get your fresh fit ready. Okay, and then we have a question that says, what about refunds? I'm assuming that means like refund checks from like after, like if you've got a credit on your account. That's a real question.
Technically, that's
true.
business office.
Yes.
But The business office and the financial aid office, we like to call ourselves the financial division. We work alongside each other. So I'm going to help answer those questions. Once all of your financial aid is placed on your student account, typically that's going to be the middle of September to late September, we will begin reviewing student account for refund checks. What is a refund check? That means that you have enough financial aid, or you've made enough financial aid and payments to be able to pay your tuition and fees. If there's extra money left over, then you're in a refund situation. At that time, we will cut a refund check to the student or to the parent if the proceeds were from a Parent Plus loan for that excess funding. My recommendation as a student who has been there, done that, and now as a parent would be to two things. A, if I borrowed student loan money, can I consider sending this money back to the loan so I have less debt? That's first and foremost. My second would be, okay, can you not give me the check, because then I'm less likely to spend it. It didn't hit my hand. I'm not going to miss it. Roll it to next semester so that I have that money going into next semester. You know what? Let's do the same thing. Roll it into next year. So going into year number 2, I already got money sitting out there to help me if I need it.
Right.
So those are things I would consider when we think about refund checks. But typically, I'm going to say it's going to be late September for our returning students, and beginning to middle of October for new students.
Right.
And we've had 2 questions come in. One asked about, let's see so I can read it exactly how they wrote it. They said, how can you look for a work-study job? And I know we addressed that a little bit earlier, but they could have joined in late. So it's collegecentral.com/Chowan.
Yep. So you go right there, and that will have a list of all campus jobs, from the admissions office to financial aid to athletics to whichever department on campus have work study, right?
Correct.
Perfect.
Okay.
And browse that frequently, because listings come up and come down and come up again.
Yep.
And the next question is, it says, are we going to be able to go home on weekends?
So, you will. But again, it's just making sure that you're practicing and you're doing your part and you're being safe. When you do leave the, I believe it's the town. Am I saying it right? The town, the state, or the country, once you return back, you do have to complete a questionnaire that you'll have to complete and fill out. So, yes, you are allowed, but of course, when you're at home, make sure you're social distancing at home. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Just not even when you go home. When you're on campus, whenever you're going anywhere, just make sure you're playing your part. You're wearing your mask and you're doing it. That way, we slow the spread. Yes, you will be able to. Right, Scott? Did I say that right? And we do have our mask right here. We do. The only thing
I've got one too.
We've been around each other. Yeah, we've been around each other. So we do have our mask here, but we've been around each other. So the mask,
And we want you to be able to understand us.
Yes, because if I'm going to talk like this, okay, never mind. You probably could. All right. So great questions. You all are having great questions.
Yes.
Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Let's see. Oh, that was the question. Are we able to go? Yep, we are.
I think we've covered the ones I have on the screen.
Okay. All right. So, and we have just about 2 minutes left. So, of course, I want to start doing some thank yous. And, of course, the biggest thank you is to Miss Ruth Casper. So we decided that we wanted to do a live session just to go over money matters and just, of course, talk to you all, keep you all engaged and things like that. So we decided to do this, and I'm happy that you all were here. I'm happy that you all watched. Thank you so much for coming out. And it's been fun, and this is the first time us doing it at night. So, of course, if y'all have questions, just reach out to us. Let us know. Our phones are open. Our emails are open. If y'all have questions, feel free. And Scott, did you have anything?
Well, I was just going to say I'm putting our number up here on the screen. So that's the main number to the admissions office. Even if you need financial aid or the business office, feel free to call that number. We will, you'll probably get one of me or Rodney or Beth on the phone, because they usually roll from one to the other. So you'll get one of us on the phone, and we'll make sure we get you to the right person. So even if you don't need admissions, you can always call admissions. Like I said, the more you can get done now, the better off we'll be come the 10th, the 17th, or the 22nd, or the 23rd, or the 24th, depending on
Yes.
which day you're moving in. And if you don't know what day you're moving in, call us. We'll make sure we tell you.
And check the reopening website.
Check the reopening website. And if there are any transfers watching, I've had a few questions on this. If you are in White's Crossing, you will move in on the 22nd, not the 23rd, but follow the building guidelines that it says for the 23rd and the 24th. Just go on the 22nd.
Right. Yep.
So all new students are on the 22nd,
Yep.
unless you're international or a fall athlete.
Yep. So that's it. Thank you all so much for watching. And of course, I just love Miss Tabitha Brown off of Instagram. And I just love to say her words because they're just so true. So I'm going to say this. All right. Now, thank you so much for watching. We love you. We cannot wait to see you in the fall. Well, not in the fall. See you in a couple of weeks. And of course, y'all go have yourself a good night. And if you can't have a good night, don't you go messing up nobody else's. All right? Now, bye.
Bye.